Welcome back. LT Volk here with episode 64 of the Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode playthrough. In this episode, we're gonna continue exploring Emperor's Hideout, and then gonna go and take care of the Steel Watch Foundry. So let's send all of these to camp. I don't think I'm gonna be using any of the items here.
Here goes nothing.
And up here you can read all sorts of lore about the activities of the Knights of the Round Table, which is a secret society in Baldur's Gate, headed by the Emperor and Duke Stelmane. Okie dokie. All of this is gonna go to camp as well. The arrow of many targets I'll actually keep for myself. And up here we got some more stuff. Investment opportunities. Right, there we go. Yeah. And some more gear from the Yankees. And then finally this guy. And record of operations in Neverwinter. Yep. So it looks like the Knights of the Shield. I said Knights of the Round Table before, but it's Knights of the Shield. Have quite an extensive operations across different city-states. And some more stuff here. Alright. Almost done looting. And then we can check all of the stuff in the Emperor's actual storeroom, which should have quite a few items. I don't believe we'll need to use any of them because they don't really work with my builds.
Thank you for bringing me back. Look around. You'll find some of my things still intact, perhaps even useful to you.
Yeah. We'll still just grab it.
My first purchase as an adventurer. No use to me anymore. It's yours, if you want it. A shell. A keepsake from my final voyage. Pinched in a moment of sentimentality. My old wardrobe. The home of all my disguises. We are what we appear to be. And so appearances matter.
Alright, there we go. Got some of the Emperor's gear there.
My cutlery set. A gift from my mother. The butter knife is missing, but otherwise it looks to be complete. I don't need it anymore, but the memory stirs something in me still. There she is, in all her glory. Duke Stelmane, my old partner.
Okie dokie.
The chains I used to bind my meals. Villains and lawbreakers. You see, I tried to exercise morality where I could. An old container for brains. Empty. Shame. It would have been nice to find one to sustain me. A recipe for fiddlehead soup. A favorite meal of mine. When I had need of meals like that. Rascal's collar. My poor four-legged friend. Their lives are so brief, so simple, and yet full.
Yeah, and I think that's about that for the hideout. The hatch, I believe, leads to the sewers. Yep. And up here we got one additional thing, a patient log for Duke Stelmane. You can read through that on your own, but I believe it's that the Emperor is kinda responsible for her condition. Because if you antagonize him, he reveals that he has dominated Duke Stelmane when she did the same. In order to have her play along That's probably what caused her stroke. Being dominated with psionic powers too often. So definitely don't trust that Emperor guy. And now that we're done looting, we're gonna exit back up, talk to Chef Revere, or Rover, however you want to say it. I like Rover, sounds French. And then we'll head over to the Steel Watch Foundry. Or we might actually take a quick detour to get us a room in the Elf Song Tavern. Yeah. Alright, Chef Revere.
You kill the rats, yes? I heard commotion in the cellar. Good. Perfect. Here, you take this.
I need to warn you, Chef. Your name is on the murder's target list.
Rats? Murderers? Always knew the chef gig wasn't going to be easy. Do not worry. Chef Revere's eyes will be kept peeled for murdering types.
Alright, Chef. Fair enough, and we got actually pretty good amount of gold there. Now let's talk to this bar person here, Alan Ellith, to get a room.
Aye. Pull up a seat, if you can find one spare, that is.
Business going well?
With all this talk of war, what else the fuck to do but drink? I reckon the murder would had something to do with it too. Got punters all intrigued. On that morbid note, what can I get you fine self?
I'm looking for a place to stay.
I tell you what, the murder upstairs has brought some punters, but it's also really spooked folk out of renting rooms. If we get you staying up there, perhaps folk will calm down and realise there's naught to worry about. You can have the whole upstairs floor until this killer thing blows over.
Perhaps I could get a discount on the accommodations?
Charity! In Baldur's Gate! Good one.
We'll use this bard persuasion to say, cut the price, and I'll spread word of this place for miles around. And let's just use this Eagle Splendor to roll with advantage. Success.
More asses and chairs means more coin in my pouch. You got yourself a deal. Top floor's all yours. If it gets a bit too noisy at night, well, don't sleep above a pub.
Alright, good deal. Now, I think we're gonna warp out closer to the foundry. Here at this Grey Harbor Docks waypoint. Let's take a short rest to recover action search for Lae'zel. And we're gonna lockpick one of these doors to take out the Steel Watcher. And then right afterwards, we're gonna take our long rest. Alright, my character is gonna enter into turn-based mode and lockpick this gate. And we'll just get guidance from Shadowheart. Sounds like a success. Alright, good deal. Exit turn-based mode, open this guy up, and confront the Steel Watcher.
Area. A swift exit may be in order.
Attack! Gale's gonna fire off his level 2 magic missile into the Steel Watcher to stack some radiant orbs. Then's gonna back up and end turn. Shadowheart is gonna
Got to press on.
use a guiding bolt on the Steel Watcher. And then back up as well. And end turn. The Myrmidon is gonna teleport in close. And then smack the enemy with electrified flail. Alrighty, and then turn. The Watcher is getting in closer, and looks like it's attacking Lae'zel. Let's try and use cutting words to make it miss. Alright, very successful. Like a summer's day, thou art sweaty. That's great. Alright, this guy, come on. Warp in closer to the Steel Watcher. And
Come on.
do
Can't stay
something.
idle.
Yeah, try to stun this Steel Watcher for me. And then turn.
Important is ever easy.
Lae'zel, go ahead and smack this enemy with just your pike. And keep smacking. Action surge. And continue attacking. Chipping away.
Where do I go from here?
My character is gonna fire off this magic missile from the item into the Steel Watcher, then back up, eat attack of opportunity, and fire off the offhand crossbow on it. And then turn. Lae'zel, back up as well. And turn. Us gonna get closer and attack it with its claws. Missed, and turn. Gale, fire off your level 1 magic missile into the Steel Watcher. Then end turn, and turn. And I think it's gonna blow up anyways. There we go. Alright,
Never a dull moment. Best be on my
let's head this way towards the entrance of the foundry. And actually,
Gondian artificers might lack a certain worldly wisdom. There's no doubting they're masters of their craft.
You're a child at heart, Gale, admiring wind-up toys and clockwork trinkets.
I admire any who follow their curiosity to novel and unexpected means. This is how the world changes for the better.
alright, and actually let's take our long rest now. We're also gonna swap in Karlach for Lae'zel for the next fight. Alright, let's grab Karlach first. There she
already
is.
feeling better.
Got her soul coin active.
Soldier,
Let's go.
looks like your troops all trooped up. You'll need to send someone packing if you want me to join.
And now let's take that long rest. And we're gonna take... Yeah, looks like a cutscene.
They say that home is where a person can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense. You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The flavors of my favorite fiddlehead soup, should you wish to experience it for yourself. My beloved confidant and loyal companion Rascal. The very first reward I gifted myself on completion of my first adventure. The garments with which I concealed and later constructed my appearance as the Emperor. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Berlin Stilney. A story I have told no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now, working towards a common goal.
You led an exciting life. Why did you conceal it from me?
By necessity, not design. but I'm glad you appreciate the richness of my experience. Yours has been no less exciting, but even with all your experience, it has not been easy. The only way we were ever going to get close enough to the brain to destroy it was by working together, but few would trust a mind flayer. So I did what I had to convince you. I studied you, your motivations, your actions, your desires. I deduced the best way to align your goals with my own.
And what did you learn?
That you are complex and full of contradictions. It was no easy task, but I had to persist. I needed your absolute dedication to the cause. I anticipated the challenge, and I anticipated your resistance. What I didn't anticipate was how much I would enjoy your company, your mind. Sometimes, I felt almost like we were dancing our way towards something deeper.
I think you misread the signs. I'm fine with what we have now.
I'm sorry. You're right. Now's not the time. Forget I said anything. Let's move on to more important things. The Elder Brain's hive mind has grown to monstrous proportions. And through the Crown's magic, it has complete control over each and every member. It was intelligent before, but now, with its hive mind established across the city, it is well on its way to becoming indestructible. You should reconsider your attachment to your physical form. You have seen what an Illithid can do. Imagine, some of that could be in your grasp. Not enough to warp your appearance beyond recognition, but just enough to enhance your potential. And believe me, it will radically increase our chances of success against the Elder Brain. Think on it.
Alrighty. The facial expression of my character was so funny when Emperor was trying to sell the turning into part Illithid. My character was definitely not buying it. Alright, let's leave camp, summon and buff up some allies, and then go from there. Alright, my character's gonna summon an air elemental, or air myrmidon rather, and let's recover our spell slots right away before I forget. And then put the Misty Step amulet back on. Gale is gonna use the arcane battery to summon another air myrmidon. And then it's gonna re-equip his staff there. And now cast mage armor on yourself.
Have a lot on my mind. And
My character is gonna conjure us. And actually, Gale, do you have any scrolls of summon elemental? Because that's gonna be kinda useful. Yeah. We'll give one to Karlak. And what else we've got that's gonna be useful? No, I think that's good. Karlak, go ahead and summon a water elemental, I think. That's what we need. Yep, there we go. Now, Shadowheart's gonna give us Hero's Feast. And we're gonna send all of these supplies to camp. Now, Everybody gather around for Lone Strider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's give a couple to Gale and this Air Myrmidon. Very good. And what else I need? Speak with animals on my character. Just so I don't forget. Karlak is gonna drink an elixir of Cloud Giant Strength. She's also gonna use one of the soul coins. And give one of these potions of speed to Gale. Then my character is gonna give one of the potions of speed to Shadowheart. There we go. And this guy's gonna go into my quick action bar here, or whatever you want to call it, on the toolbar, I guess. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's lockpick this door. We'll just get guidance from Shadowheart, and we got plenty of tools to reroll if we fail. Okie dokie. Let's go deal or help the Gondians, rather. And let's go in.
You have beaten and tormented us to the brink of insanity. You cut out my eyes, but we will bow no more. Gondians! Rip the motivator from this bastard's hands! For Gond!
Alrighty, the battle starts. Looks like we have a really good rolls on our initiative checks. So all of my characters should be able to act one after another. And the battle can be a little bit tricky because these black gauntlets have the motivator item. And when they are low on health, they activate it and you have like one round to disable it. And it takes an action to disable it. And they also drop it when they're killed off. So it can always be trouble. So my character is gonna fire off on this Iron Council with an arrow of many targets. And we're not gonna activate our Luck of the Far Realms. We are gonna, however, cast a level 5 hold person, disabling this black gauntlet, that black gauntlet, and 2 of these Iron Councils. Alright, good deal. And then turn. Gale's gonna get a little bit closer here. But first, Shadowheart, you should cast your Spirit Guardians. You're gonna click heals. And then you're gonna stack some Radiant Orbs on the enemies that are not paralyzed. They're not paralyzed, but they seem to have been struck by me. Alright, there we go. Got Spirit Guardian or Radiant Orbs stacked on pretty much all of the enemies. And then turn. One of the Air Myrmidons is gonna warp in close to that particular enemy. Fist of Bane. And we'll try to stun it with Electrified Flail. Success. And turn. The other Air Myrmidon was gonna try to do with the enemy on the other flank on the stairs here. Alright, hopefully able to stun him as well. Nope, actually missed the attack. Which is unfortunate, but we still should be alright. Karlak's gonna frenzy. Running closer. And then try and take out this Iron Council Musk. That is not crowd controlled yet. And actually, we're not gonna use our Luck of the Far Realms quite yet. Maybe on the next fight. Alright, keep throwing there. Karlak missed one of the throws. I know, unfortunate, but it happens. And now, try to get closer. And nope, that enemy is not in the line of sight. So just use your frenzied throw on this Iron Council, Malik the Cruel. Prones him, and then turn.
Roll in my favor.
Gale, fire off your magic missile from your necklace going into the Iron Council Chad. Should stack enough radiant orbs to make them non-issue. This air or water elemental rather is gonna teleport in closer to the Iron Council and use the multi-attack on him. And then turn. One of the Gondians fired off Scorching Ray. Another one is firing some sort of lightning attack and actually got Karlak damaged. You know, you Gondian peoples, you should just kinda sit this one out. I got it. And end turn. Tubin guy used Shocking Grasp on one of the enemies. We got a human Gondian dropping some grease. That particular enemy used some sort of buff, I think, on one of its peoples. And now is trying to attack the Myrmidon. But can't really do much. Alright. This Air Myrmidon is gonna try to stun the Iron Council Chad. Unsuccessful. So the other elemental will try to do the same. Take him out. And we'll use cutting boards here, sure. And it actually worked. Alright, good deal. And turn.
They burn.
Now,
Need to stay focused.
Shadowheart, go ahead and tag some more enemies here with your Radiant Orbs. And then run this away and tag that Black Gauntlet Ephraim. And actually use your Guiding Bolt on the Fist of Bane. Back Dog. Or Bad Dog. Let's see. Gale, fire your level. Actually, use your Curriculum of Strategy. With 3 darts going into the Iron Council. And the remain, or 2 going into Fist of Bane Gasper. And then 1 hitting Fist of Bane Bagdog. There we go. Killed off 2 enemies. Damaged the other one. And turn.
Easy these days.
Up here, the water elemental is gonna use the multi-attack on the Feast of Bane Bagdog. Kills him off. And then turn.
Breathing, despite everything.
I got this.
Karlak's gonna use her frenzied throw on the Black Gauntlet Ephraim. And not gonna use Luck of the Far Realms here. which leaves this stone. So my character is gonna come right next to it and use the item to try and disable it. And we'll burn the lock point to roll with advantage. Alright, success. And I think after this one I won't have to roll to disable it anymore.
That was close.
And now let's just end our turn. You too, Karlak. The Gondians seem to be buffing themselves up. The Tubin guy, who is the leader, cast Enlarge on himself, and the human Gondian fired off an acid arrow. The Melf's kind.
My turn.
Karlak, go ahead and finish off this black gauntlet for me. Alright, move this away. And
Handy.
finish him off. And one more time.
Activation sequence activated.
So up here, my character is gonna run up to this motivator and disable it. There we go. Good deal. Let's take our short rest. And Karlak, go pick up your returning pike, girl. And equip it as well. There we go.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
And let's send all of the items that we don't need to camp. Iron Council, what you got? Some more gear. Malik the Cruel. Going to the camp. This bag dog. It's got some armor and some equipment. This black hand's got some sort of letter and a key. And we got another Iron Council here. Alright, send all of these stuff to camp. Got everybody? I think we did, right? Oh, we got this Fist of Bane as well. That's also got a letter and a key. So let's check it out. Alright, one of them is talking about this Plinsky motivator and how to use it, I guess. And this one is just some lore. A letter from a mother that says that she is proud of her slaver kid. Probably doesn't know what they're up to. Anywho, let's talk to Tubin guy. Where are you at? Tubin person. There we go.
Did you see what happened? Is my little girl... Is Obelia safe?
The prison exploded, but I got everyone out.
My heart. I thought her lost. I would give more than just my sight to keep her safe. Our destination is the Neurosita, the nerve center of the Steel Watch. Guide me there, and I'll do the rest.
Agreed. Let's finish this.
My fellow Gondians, flee this prison. We're bringing this place down.
Alrighty. And let me just double check, make sure everybody's got a speed potion. Because I think we're gonna be utilizing it in the next fight. Alright. Sounds good. Let's continue this away to the security office. And then we'll just utilize these stairs to get down to the next level. And we got a mechanical diagram.
Yes, of course.
Up here.
It's a diagram of mechanical designs, not just written, but ridged, so that blind fingers can trace out their shapes.
Alright, let's grab these items. Gale.
Let's move.
And then proceed down the stairs towards the next fight. Alright, let's do it. And that one is a lot bigger. It's got way more enemies and allies, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's go through. The battle starts. We got these two Hellfire Watchers, which can be trouble. So I think my character is gonna try and disable them if we can. But first, let's drink the potion of speed. That's fine.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
Gonna get a little bit closer. Fire off our arrow of many targets into one of these enemies here. And yeah, lock up the fire elms as well. And now... oh no. I can't use... no, that still should be alright. Right? Yeah, we've got our action here. And... yeah, something's not working out correctly. This hold monsters should still be available. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, what we're gonna do here then is use this Glyph of Warding Sleep on this group. And I guess it didn't actually put the Hellfire Watcher to sleep either. Alright, well, that was a mistake.
What fools these mortals be.
Gale, drink your potion of speed. Use your Glyph of Warding Sleep on this group.
Yes, of course.
And I think one of the enemies saved. And then run up this away. And use it on that group as well. Alright, good deal. So we only got one enemy that's not asleep, plus the Hellfire Watchers. And now, end your turn, Gale. My character's gonna end the turn as well.
Have to keep going.
Shadowheart is gonna run this way. Oh, I guess there are two enemies that are not affected by sleep. Click heals. Get a little bit closer. And then fire off your sunbeam. Well, I guess not. Well, fire off your guiding bolt into the Hell Watcher, I think. That's what we're gonna do. Missed, which is unfortunate. End turn. And the Health Watcher there seemed to have smacked one of one of our allies. There's Grindo Biggs.
My fellow Gondians, take back your freedom.
Karlag's gonna frenzy. Run up this away and start throwing her returning pike into the Fist of Bane here.
To do it.
Not gonna trigger the paralyzing critical. Shadowheart or Karlag should be able to finish off this Fist of Bane easily. Yep, Kills him off with the second throw. Action surge to recover your actions. And now attack this Iron Council Underbite. Doing some really good damage. And continue doing your damage there. Karlak unfortunately missed one of the attacks. And this time actually we're gonna use Lock of the Far Realms and Paralyzing Critical. Prevent that enemy from doing anything. End turn. The Air Myrmidon is gonna teleport closer to the Hell Watcher here and use its electrified flail on it. Missed. End turn. The other Air Myrmidon's gonna do the same. And that time it was actually able to stun the Watcher. Very good. End turn. The Water Elemental is gonna teleport in close and use the multi-attack on the Hell Watcher. And end turn. And us gonna get closer and fire Synaptic Discharge into it as well. Immune to psychic damage. Forget about that. End turn. And the Tubin guy, what can you throw? Nothing, huh? Well, you just hang out back there. We got one of the Gondians actually woke up a whole bunch of these people. And this Iron Council is casting Silence, so Gale tried to counterspell him for me. Success, good deal. Now he's using a buff on one of its buddies. These Gondians are just wrecking my plans by waking up the enemies that I didn't want woken up. And now they're waking up some other allies. Well, we'll see how it shakes out. Does Bane's Wrath on that enemy or that Gondian? So we're not gonna react, I think. Kind of surprised that that Gondian is doing as well as it's doing.
Dare raise your hand against us.
And now we have some more of these enemies using their actions to wake up their buddies.
I will not allow it.
Alright, and that guy is using Spirit Guardians, so my character is gonna counterspell him. We don't want any of my Gondian peoples here to get attacked by it. Alright. One of the Black Hands or Black Gauntlets tried to dominate Shadowheart, but was unsuccessful.
Keep fighting.
My character is gonna move out of the way. Shadowheart is gonna move in a little bit closer. Tank an attack of opportunity. And then fire off a Sunbeam. Come on. No, no. Gonna readjust a little bit, I guess. We'll get a little bit closer. And try to fire the Sunbeam so it doesn't affect any of my allies. Alright, I think we gotta fire it from here. Yeah, there we go. Sunbeam! And then drink your Potion of Speed. Cast your Spirit Guardians. And stack some radiant orbs on the enemies here. Protect or provoked an attack of opportunity from the Hell Watcher, but thankfully it missed. There we have it. Stacked a whole bunch of damage and radiant orbs. Alright, and turn. Next, my character is gonna back up to these stairs. Tank an attack of opportunity. I'm gonna fire an arrow of many targets into one of the enemies here, which was actually a critical hit to boot as well. And now we're gonna use Hold Monster on that Hell Watcher. Right? We don't have any other concentration. Yep. Alright. Good deal. And now we're gonna fire another arrow of many targets. Going into Fist of Bane, a nuke. And then turn. Gale is gonna fire off a level 4 magic missile. Going into this Iron Council Martin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just to make sure they're dead. Then fire a level 4 magic missile. This one's gonna be spread out. I'm just gonna make sure that I've got around 10 radiant orbs stacked on all of the enemies. There we go. This one doesn't have any. So now they do. And then turn. The Steel Watchers are unable to move.
Bye forever, pal.
And now Karlak can clear out some of these enemies. This Fist of Bane, Anuk's gonna go first. Then we're gonna take out the Fist of Bane, Gudrun. Then use our Frenzied Throw against the same enemy, which should kill her off. And then the final one against Fist of Bane, Zanahade. Hopefully kill her off as well. Yep. And then turn. The Myrmidon is gonna try and paralyze or stun this Black Gauntlet Indora. And yeah, we'll use Cutting Words to try and make it hit. Very good. And turn. The other Air Myrmidon is gonna try and stun this Black Gauntlet. But unfortunately it missed. And then turn. The Air Elemental is gonna use a multi-attack on the stunned Hellfire Watcher here. And then turn. And us will use a Synaptic Discharge against this Black Gauntlet here. Missed. And turn. And Tubin's gonna hang out in the corner again. Alright, one of the Gondians woken up its friend and attacked one of the enemies. That particular Gondian was low health, tried to use Shocking Grasp on the Hell's Watcher. It was actually a critical hit. That Gondian used Scorching Ray on one of the consoles, I think. Fist of Bane. And the Gandians are doing more harm than good, I think.
The knee, or I will break it.
So that Black Gauntlet is using Dominate Person on my character, so Gale's gonna counterspell him. Alright, very good so far.
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
And that Black Gauntlet has initiated its
Sequence trigger imminent.
yeah, activated the motivator, and we gotta try and get to it and disarm it. So, Shadowheart's gonna run up to it, disable it,
My heart's about to hammer right out of my chest.
and then tag some more enemies with her Spirit Guardians. Then also click heals and run this away towards these enemies. Got attacked by attack of opportunity, but thankfully it missed. Alright, and finally run over this away. Tanking some attacks of opportunities, that's fine. And then use Guiding Bolt on this Fist of Bane Palundulus. Or Palundulus. Sounds Greek.
This I will raise. I won't give in.
Alrighty. What can we do here? I think my character is gonna fire off an arrow of many targets into this group right here. Did some really good damage. And actually that Black Gauntlet already used up their motivator. So we're just gonna fire on the Black Gauntlet and Dora with the offhand crossbow.
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
And then run up and disable it.
Here we go.
Easy.
Yes, sirree. And then turn.
I don't fancy their chances.
Where is this Grindo Biggs? Right over there. Alright, fair enough. Gale, you fire off your level 2 magic missile. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going into this Fist of Bane Palundulus. And hopefully kill him off. And then one's gonna go into this Black Gauntlet. Yep, was enough to finish off the enemy. And these have 10 radiant orbs all around. Alright. I think we're doing pretty well here. So fire off a level 4 magic missile going into this Black Gauntlet to kill him off.
Prinsky's motivation sequence
And then turn. Karlag's gonna run up and deactivate the motivator.
Deactivated. Thank the gods.
And then she's gonna throw her returning pike into this Fist of Bane Amina. Thrones her and the second one. Alrighty. And end your turn. The Myrmidon's gonna try and stun this Watcher here. And turn. The second Myrmidon will try to do the same. Unsuccessful. And end turn. The Water Elemental's gonna use the multi-attack on the Steel Watcher, or Hellfire Watcher rather, and end turn. And us is gonna end turn as well. So will Tubin guy. And of course, the Gondians are gonna go and try to get themselves in a really bad position, probably. Alright, yeah, you're doing your attacks there, but I'd rather you just kinda hung around and moved away from these Hell Watchers. And that one actually activated the self-destruct sequence, which is really not good. Alright. Shadowheart, run up to this guy. Too heavy to throw. I'll cast Warding Bond on this Chlor Falson person to reduce the damage, so hopefully he can survive this explosion. And it looks looks like my character is lethargic now. End turn. Alright, did any of the Gondians die? Nope, doesn't look like it, so I'll call it a success. And up here, Karlak, go ahead and just go ham on that Hellfire Watcher and try to kill him off. Alrighty. And Frenzied Throw. Keep throwing, girl. And now blow up as well. Actually missed. And turn. The water elemental is gonna use its multi-attack and sacrifice itself. Well, I guess this Myrmidon will have to do it then. And the reason I'm doing this is actually cancel this guy. I know that some of these Gondians gonna Leroy Jenkins into this Hell Watcher. Probably gonna get killed off. So I'd rather my Myrmidons, or like us, would die off instead. Yeah, I don't think you can do much. Alright, Gondians, it's on you. If you run up to this enemy, get killed off, you know, I tried. Alright, what are you guys doing? Alright, actually, they didn't Leroy Jenkins themselves. Very good.
More interesting times.
Alrighty. And I think it's been about an hour. So up here, I'm gonna loot the enemies and then call it a day for the episode. Yep, got some more stuff there. Yeah, but overall, not too bad. I mean, Shadowheart and Karlak kind of got caught in that explosion a little bit. But we still should be quite alright. And yeah, let's finish up looting. Thankfully, for the next fight, I don't think we're gonna have to protect any of the allies or friendly peoples. So it's gonna be a lot easier. Alright, almost done. What else we got? Hell Watcher, who's got these enriched infernal iron. And the rest is gonna go to camp. One more character to loot. And yeah, let's check out this Hellfire Watcher as well. Alright. Success! And on the next episode, we're gonna continue inside the Steel Watch Foundry to try and disable it. I might actually long rest off screen. Nah, probably not. We'll do that first thing on the next episode. And then after we're done with the Steel Watch Foundry, depending on the time, we're gonna try and do some other quests that we need to do. Yeah, sounds like a good plan to me. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching, and hope to see you again soon.